Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to VA Fridays, the first one for the year, and happy 2025. So today we're going to get right into why 2025, at least everything that changed from 2024 to 2025, is going to help VA buyers be able to qualify potentially more for a house, more for just even housing. So before we get right into it, I'm going to do a quick dad joke. Dad joke today is I tried to catch the fog last night. I tried to catch the fog last night, but I missed, M-I-S-T, missed. Get it? All right, so getting right into the changes in 2025. So going over to share my screen, one of the biggest things that helps buying power for VA buyers, whether they're active duty or not, is the basic allowance for housing. So this only applies to those who are active duty, who are receiving an allowance for housing for being active duty. And what's great about this is that it's on average, it's gone up by about 5%. From 2024 to 2025. That's about, on average, maybe another $200 in buying power. So that equates to about another $15,000 to $25,000 in buying power. So that gives them a little bit more money to buy more, or just leaves more room in the budget so they can buy at that price range. And then they'll have a little more freedom of having more money for utilities, things like that. For those who are not active duty and are receiving of what's called a VA disability rating, that went up about 2.5%. On average for everybody. So the dollar amount's a little different because it's based on the percentage rating that they got, and then that monthly income will be adjusted by 2.5%. It's not a huge number. It could be a range from like 25 to like 150, maybe $200. But what's great about these two types of incomes are that they are non-taxable income, which is great. So we don't have to, count taxes toward it. We can actually do what's called grossing up to reduce their debt to income ratio. A lot of fun stuff that we can do with non-taxable income to help the buyer qualify for more. So that's what's great about these incomes over from 2024 to 2025 is that they've gone up, giving VA buyers more buying power and a little more wiggle room so that they could maybe get into the house that was tight before, but a little less tight now. The other big thing for the next year is the VA county loan limits. So that's what's really nice about the county loan limits now is that they're a little bit higher than they were last year. It's not a huge change, but it is about an $80,000 change in an additional buying power if it comes to the county loan limits. So the county loan limits are pretty much have gone up every year since I've been in the business. I know there was a time or a period before then they didn't change at all, or they didn't change very much, but on average, since about 2017, 2016, they've changed about $50,000 to $80,000 a year. Now, how does this apply to VA buyers? If you guys have been following me, you guys know that if the VA buyer is only going to have one VA loan at one time, only one VA loan at one time, county loan limits don't matter. So they can buy as much as they want, zero down, as long as they can afford the mortgage payment. Now, for those VA buyers who intend on having more than one VA loan, that's where we got to figure out the county loan limit and how much they have left in their remaining entitlement based on these county loan limits. So, for example, if they're buying a house and they use $300,000, if we're using 2025 example, let's say they buy in a county, they want to buy the next house in a county that has the 806 county loan limit, and they've already used 300. That means they have about $506,000 left to buy in that county for that amount, zero down. So about $500,000, which isn't a bad number. So again, last year probably would have been closer to 420. Now it's closer to $500,000, which is a big change. That could be a huge difference in home quality and difference in neighborhood, schools, all sorts of stuff. So this is a big change. And then, of course, you have the higher county loan limits, like places like New York City, San Diego, Hawaii, that are much higher now. That's about a about $50,000, $60,000 change in the county loan limit. So those are pretty good numbers in regards to how much is changing. I'd say that's pretty. I mean, it's a little bit higher than the average appreciation rate, but it does give VA buyers a lot of room for those who are going to have more than one VA loan at one time. Again, county loan limits only apply to those who are going to have more than one VA loan at one time. So again, they'll have another $80,000 in buying power. So hopefully this gives you guys a concept of how VA buyers could potentially have more affordability. Is that these incomes have gone up and the limits have also gone up. How this impacts how the county loan limit impacts VA buyers is that the odds of them bringing in a down payment is either significantly reduced, whether they have to bring in one or not, or it's a lot less. So, for example, if we go back to the original example, we talked about, let's say they wanted to buy a $500,000 house and they've already used 300. If we use the 2024 county loan limit, they would probably have to come in, let's say 300,000 minus that 726 number. They have about 426 left. They would probably have to come in about $7,000 difference. That's about $18,000 out of pocket for the down payment. Now, with 2025, if they bought that $500,000 house, most likely they come in zero down. So that's how much of a change it could be. It could be either reduce a down payment or maybe get rid of it entirely. Anyway, that is all I got for you guys. Hopefully you guys have a great 2025. I will be posting the 2025 market overview and what the forecast is expected to be. So look forward to that next week. Otherwise, that's all I got for you guys. Nuke out.